made me kind of sad because it made me think of you. And I wonder how you're doing, but I wish I didn't care because I gave you all I had and got the worst of you. By the way, I forgive you after all. Maybe I should thank you for giving me what I found. 'Cause without you around, I've been doing just fine. Except for any time I hear that song.
Hello, welcome to the morning show. Congratulations on being alive and tuning in. Mike's not going all over. Is my can you turn my headphones down? Unless my mic's hot. I don't know if my headphones are hot or my mic's hot. One of them's hot. Check. One,
Is that
two.
better?
No, I don't think. Hello. Is that me?
Should be. One.
No, there's no headphone in one. So I'm either 2, 3, or 4. I can see that's me. Hi, guys. Welcome to the morning show. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Thanks for joining on AMP. Morning show exists because AMP wanted it back. Have I told that story before? So AMP wanted, part of the deal is they wanted, like, they had a couple things. They wanted baseball today, which makes sense because it has a built-in audience. They wanted then another hour slot, which I said I want to fill that however we can. So we have 5 different shows on AMP that everyone gets a turn to mess around, do a live setting, talk to callers. I haven't been able to listen to a lot because we also are live at 12:30, so that's a bummer. But Joe's has a show, Fantasy Baseball has a show, Paxton and Friends. They've been having a lot of fun. I hear a lot about that. Rob and Rourke have a show.
Ashland.
And Ashland has a show. We wanted Blevins and Moylan to have a show called The Roogie and the Loogie, which is, I mean, eventually that needs to happen, whatever it is, if it's like a 5-minute thing. Because the Roogie and the Loogie is a great name, and the picture, like them like split body coming at you both ways with both arms is hilarious. But their schedules are crazy because those guys are fucking transitioning into really good post-baseball careers in the media. And then they wanted me to have a show separately to utilize all the social medias and the accounts. And they said, I think I've told this, they said it had to be a Jimmy will host a non-baseball sports show. And I said, that's not going to happen. I said, I can do morning and just talk about whatever for an hour. And they said, yeah. So to all the morning fans, you should thank AMP for bringing this back. I guess I could talk like cricket, and now a big Rangers fan. So bandwagon blue shirts, that was out. Really good ep. One of our strongest eps in our starting season of bandwagon blue shirts. So should check it out. Actually, I should check the comments to see if anyone got mad at us. Have you listened to any of that?
I listened to last night's on Twitter.
It's pretty good. It's just, you know how we say that the pregame show is 60% really dumb humor, but 40% actual, like, nitty-gritty, detailed insight into the game? This is probably 80% humor and 20% not nitty-gritty, but details about the game. And I just hope people find it. I actually made, like, a thumbnail for this one because I wanted people to find it.
Yeah. I did see that.
And I just like the comments that are, it's not Mr. Moon. He said, Jimmy out here acting like Fallon, interviewing a couple of guests. He wants to say something that'll cancel them. As a host, it's just my job to feed questions Jake and Joe's way and see what they say. But the fun part about this is I put 10 minutes on the clock, and then as soon as it goes off, we're done. And that's, I think, a good lesson for people that want to create content. And maybe we should utilize on other shows So like I was saying, if Rugi and Loogie start, we should say, no, just 10 minutes and that's it. You have to stop because the hardest thing to do is make short form content. The hardest. It's so easy to turn the mics on and go for 2 hours and be like, we just kept going. We were having so much fun. It's like, yeah, but people don't tune in for that long. To cut yourself down, which is why Tarantino, he has that editor. I think she passed away and then his movies have been long since she left because she would whittle it all down. But yeah, that's the hardest thing to do. It's a good, so even though we're doing it as a complete joke, it's like a gag in and of itself. I think it's a good tool for content creators to do if you're getting into, especially now, because long form podcasts are tough. You always needed built-in segments, but whatever. So that's Bandwagon Blue Shirts. Go check it out. Someone commented in all Russian on the video, or like a complete different language. So I like legally have to go. It's a good way to get me to read your comment. If you do it in another language, I have to go find out, like put that in Google Translate and see what you're saying. So this is Russian, and they said, it seemed to me alone that the series with the Hurricanes was won purely by the goalkeeper, with obvious problems in the frame of Carolina, I'm guessing. Igor did his job soundly, to say the least. I agree. Just good insight there by our Russian friend. Oh, man. I rode a scooter from my house to the train station, and then I brought the scooter on the train, and then I rode it to the office. Electric scooter.
Did you fold it up?
I folded it up, and I was just carrying it like a briefcase. And then when I got off the train, I saw another dude who had a scooter, and he was wheeling it, like holding onto the handlebars and wheeling it in the folded position. And I was like, oh, I feel like a dummy. Thing's kind of heavy.
The guy that I rode across the train from today, he had a folded bike.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to the stop before we get off, and he starts unraveling. So I guess a little early.
Yeah. Was he going to ride on the platform out?
He did unfold it by the time we got off, but the entire time from the prior stop, he was messing. Couldn't get it. This and that. So I don't know, maybe I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say it was his first time. You know, it's a new bike. Yeah. But I mean, it was a struggle. For
I feel like I just have no idea what I'm doing, and I feel like a giant dork. I'm wearing a helmet, but I'd rather be a dork than dead, or a big dork than brain dead.
Yeah.
I got a kid now, so I got to wear a helmet. But I don't know if I got a cool helmet. But I don't know what a cool helmet is. I just walked in the helmet store, and I said, I need a helmet. And then he just gave me a helmet. He's like, this will probably fit you, and I bought it. It's like a skater helmet, like a bucket, you know? Like with like
circle.
No, it's like that fucking 60s haircut style helmet, like the bangs.
Yeah, it's, if you know Ned's Declassified, it looks like coconut head to me.
I don't know anything you just said, but I'm going to Google Ned's Declassified coconut. I mean, I think I could type in skater helmet. Yeah, yes. That's what it looks like. I think I could type in skater helmet and it would come up. Yeah, like this style, but it's black. But even nerdier than that. I don't know. Whatever. People say hi to me. Sometimes they recognize me and say hi, and that's nice. And now I'm on a scooter, so I feel like I'm gonna get like a picture taken of me at one point, just like being a fucking dork on my scooter.
Yeah, I was gonna say the first time like you stop at a light
and someone says hi,
you have to take a picture with the helmet on.
Dude, I hate wearing sunglasses, but I wore my Shady Rays, which do make me look very cool. Because I was like, I don't want people to know this is me.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel comfortable. But riding a scooter's fun. Except it wasn't fully charged. That's why I rode it to the city. I was usually going to lock it up in town and not do the city. Because I also don't want to take walking fully out of my life. Like, I think walking around has helped me, like, lose weight. So anyway, that's my scooter situation. It's here. It's charging. I have the helmet. It was fucking awesome because 6th Ave has a bike lane. So I went from Penn Station, like 33, took a left on 6th Ave, and I was in that green lane the whole way, and I hit every green light. And I was like, oh, my God. I sprint to Penn Station a lot.
I've been on a sprint with you once.
Yeah. So has Lenny. And then I was like, dude, he was keeping up with me, and I was like, dude, I got to go. Like, if I miss this train, and then I miss dinner, and I miss putting James to sleep, and that's the worst. Then I don't get to see him. So maybe I'm going to scooter in the city.
At this point, it sounds like a good idea.
The ride home is going to be fun. I didn't realize the ride to my house to the train station is slightly uphill. And the scooter we have tops out at 15 miles per hour. I'd like that to be faster, but I also don't want to get hurt. But it was only topping out at 12. I think it was a little dead. I think the tires were pumped, and I was going uphill. So I'm a scooter guy now. So that's cool. And
you were talking about short form content earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what short form content you're filming with Paxton and I later today? Has it been?
No, I'm filming something with you guys later.
Mm-hmm.
What are we filming?
You and Jake.
A TikTok?
No, it's a YouTube video for probably JJ TV.
Yeah.
But attempting to break breakable Guinness World Records.
Oh, I didn't know I was doing that.
Yep. So Paxton and I picked out 5 records.
Okay. Well, do we have time? I mean, Tuesday's a little busy.
Yeah, Sam has given it the go-ahead.
Sam's crazy. Do you know Sam does so much? It's nuts. She's like our EA, project manager. EA is executive assistant, if that was your look of quandary. She's like project manager for all the warehouse stuff, which is a position we need to hire. Not that Sam's not doing well. It's just she's doing so much. She's like office manager. She's nuts. I'd be like awful. I'd be in a ball of stress. Anyway, that's good. Okay, Sam cleared it with my schedule, so that's cool. Tomorrow is supposed to be we had to kill some shows. Did you hear about that?
I did see
JJR's no more.
What?
This is like mornin. The people were like, why are you doing mornin but not JJR?
Yeah.
This is a contract with AMP to do this show. So it's happening. Yeah, it sucks to kill JJR, man. I mean, it had a good audience. But had a good audience. I needed to I'm passing stats that exist to someone else. That's really easy, but it's just one less thing. JJR and pregame show I'll only be on if like it fucking works out perfectly, because I just need time to do breakdowns, and I need a full day where I can just stay home in my basement and do breakdowns, and it's really, really hard to find that. Like this week, because of Memorial Day, it fucked it up because we recorded Weekly Dumb today, which means Zach is fully unavailable today to record GeoGuessr, and we have to record a GeoGuessr, so I have to come in tomorrow. Otherwise, tomorrow. So I think tomorrow, like I'm doing GeoGuessr. I have an important Zoom meeting, and then I'm locked in that room because since I'll be here trying to do breakdowns. I have a breakdown that's like the voiceover is going to be performance art. I showed Zach. The ump and the manager just yelling over each other the whole time, and I'm going to do both voices, and they're just like in a little kid bickering match. At one point, they just go, fuck you. No, fuck you. Well, fuck you too. Yeah, fuck you too. Back and forth with each other. So I got to do that today. All right, we're breaking Guinness records. That's fun. Talking baseball today and talking Yanks today, and then I'm not doing pregame show. Crazy day. Can you remind me I want to bring an Osmo home for myself? I've wanted this for 2 weeks because I lost my camera that I was doing the vlogs with. And I want a video camera. I like recording not on my phone when I want to take videos of James and my life and shit. Because phone videos, I just get lost forever. All right. The opening song was Brandy Carlisle, and PBS is a streaming platform I subscribe to, which makes me a old nerd, a dork. I am a dork. That's like what I just have to come to grips to. And they have Bluegrass Underground, which is a concert series, and I want to watch all of them, but you can't stream them, and I don't think you can get them anywhere. So I'm like mad at PBS because I pay for your service, and let me watch them. The only one that's available is the Brandy Carlisle one, and so I was listening to it last night, and it played that song. And do you know who she is at all?
I do not.
She's kind of country, Americana bluegrass, like, because it's not like country. She sang at the Grammys and like killed it. And that song is one of the more confusing breakup songs you'll hear if you're the guy she's talking or the woman she's talking about, because she says, so they she's lesbian, so I think it's a woman. The woman broke up with her, and she's saying, and the woman broke her heart. But the lyrics are, by the way, I forgive you. After all, maybe I should thank you for giving me what I found, because without you around, I've been doing just fine.
So this is Thank You Next by Ariana Grande.
Basically, but more sentimental, I guess.
Yeah.
And then the chorus is, I've been doing just fine, except for any time I hear that song. So like they had a song together that makes her think of her ex. Didn't it break your heart when you watched my smile fading? Did it ever cross your mind that one day the tables would be turned? So she's kind of like, you were ruthless and you broke my heart, and now you're devastated and heartbroken. And then she talks about how, what does it say? It's a good line. Now that's twice you broke my heart. The first was way back when you dumped me and broke my heart. But now, to see you so unhappy, it's breaking for you again. And if you're that person, you're like, oh my God, now they're taking pity on me.
The other person, yeah.
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 It's a pretty confusing song. I really like her voice. She kind of has like the Avett Brothers, female version of the Avett Brothers, where they're kind of like very speaky, singy, where you like really, they like emphasize the words and you can understand it pretty good. She had an album that came out called The Joke, that she sang at the Grammys, and people say it's a very, very good performance. I'll play a bit of it and then we'll take a call, just because now I got to show you.
With your quiet voice and impeccable style, tell you that your place is in the middle when they hate the way you shine. I see you tugging on your shirt, trying to hide inside of it and hide how much it hurts. You little live care. Let 'em spin, let 'em scatter around the wind. I have been to the movies, I've seen us, and the joke's on me.
Kind of anti-bullying song.
I like the writing.
Yeah. Her two guitarists are twins. And they dress the same, and they're grown men, and she refers to them as the twins. I've seen them live. And that'll always creep me out.
Two people dressing the same when they're
Twins.
older.
And like refer like the twins, you know. Tom's a twin.
Which one? Oh, Tafina?
No.
Prizeman?
No.
Fuck. Piccolo.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he goes to the twin convention. Anyway, I like Brandy Carlisle. Saw her live and with the twins. Newport Folk Festival. I went like 3 years in a row to Newport Folk Festival. And then my hobby of covering baseball turned into a job, and I've been busy every summer since then. I can't go anymore. Bummer. I got a book. I got some poems we can talk about. And we can always find a town. I love finding towns, man. I forgot how much I liked like that little
The
town.
last one we did was good.
Yeah, but let's take a call real quick.
Okay. Feo was the first person that jumped in here when we opened it up earlier. So I invited Feo. I think it's been a little while since we spoke to him.
I think it was the first episode.
Yeah. I don't know how many we've done.
Hello.
Hello, Feo. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I first want to ask about something you previously said.
Yes.
the helmet store?
Yeah.
Is this a store that solely sells helmets, or it has a different general purpose and it also sells helmets?
It was a bicycle shop, but I bought a helmet there, which was a question I was going
So,
to ask because I just Googled hockey shop, and I was going to ask, why do some places naturally sound better with shop at the end and others sound better with store at the end? Like a hockey store
I would imagine,
sounds wrong,
I
but
would
a hockey
imagine it has to
shop
do
sounds
with
right.
the flow of the.
What's that?
I would imagine it has to do with the flow of the words. You know, like every title. Well, you do it with baseball names all the time. Some names work and some names don't because the words don't fit together. I would assume shop falls into that same, you know, the barber store wouldn't work. The barber shop totally works.
Yeah, I'm
Flow.
still a little. I'd like to dissect it more. It's kind of like when you have aunts and uncles, and or any couple, and you refer to them as, you know, my Aunt Carol and Uncle Jack. And if someone was to say your Uncle Jack and Aunt Carol, I would be like, that's the wrong order. You know, it's my Aunt Eileen and Uncle Eddie. That's
I
like,
also find that to be true when you're talking about going to somebody's house, but it's a married couple or just a couple that's living together. You naturally use one of the person's name as the house,
mm-hmm.
not both of them together. And if somebody says the reverse of it, house, to in your brain, even though you don't really say anything because that would just be, you know, splitting hairs, it feels like that's wrong, but okay.
Yeah. Or you just say the last name. Yeah, that's true. Did you have a question besides the helmet store question, or
Yes, I'm sorry. That's not the reason I called. I apologize.
You're good.
The I had two things I wanted to ask if you were familiar with, and neither of them are obscure things. So your answer could be yes, and then I'm just out of your hair in like 45 seconds.
Okay.
So if that's the case, then we'll just move on. There's a song that I feel fits just like your type of song by a guy named Matt Kearney, and it's the name of the song is 17, and it's one of those songs that he's talks about his an incident in his life and then a very similar incident in his life several years later, and they're very closely related incident wise, but his point in his life is changed from one to the other. So it's like one of those, you're comparing basically the same thing happening at the same place at two different points on a timeline for a person, and it just feels like that's in your wheelhouse of like, that's the kind of songs that you zero in on. So I was wondering if you've ever heard of the song.
Maybe. I mean, it sounds familiar, but the name and the song sound familiar, but I think that I might have just like listened to this once and then never really deep dove. But I'm looking at it now. Seems like something I would like. I like reflective on youth songs. I'm gonna play it. Sounds like another song too. The melody. Well, I'll listen to it and check it out. It does sound like something. I like reflecting on things and then comparing it to a same event at a different time in life. I'm obsessed with time. One time I watched a documentary about Richard Linklater, and they said that he's obsessed with the passing of time, and I realized that I'm the same way. Yeah.
Time when it relates to you, or time where it relates to everything?
No, just the fact that you don't get more of it. You only have so much of it, and you can't slow it down or speed it up, especially slow it down. Like he did Boyhood, which is basically watching a life grow. He did Days of Confused, which is a look back, reflective. And I'm the same way. Like I like love height charts, right? I like photo albums and home videos, and I kept a journal, and I like procuring memories because it's a way to hold on to that time that you can't, like, it's impossible. That's why I'm like incredibly nostalgic even in the moment. Like I live, like people say, you know, people don't live in the moment. It's like I live in the moment from like 10 years in the future. Like I'm constantly thinking like, how will we look back on this? Even if it's happening right then. It's weird. But I heard someone say that about Linklater in a documentary about him, and I said, I think that's me.
Whenever I hear anything or remember that Boyhood exists, my brain always ends up going to like the contract to do that movie with the boy. Like, first of all, approaching like people about doing that type of movie must have been just a fascinating process. And I just think the contract itself had to be fascinating, just to give so much of, well, I don't want to say so much of one's life away, but it's like a reasonable chunk of time across a long period of time to a project that you're, you know, is not like a big budget, like this is going to work, like success kind of thing. And to like have it done to someone so young, it just, to me, that's time wise is utterly fascinating. Someone could make that kind of commitment.
Yeah, well, if no one knows the movie Boyhood, it's over 8 years or 12 years, 8 years, I think they followed the story of this family. But you know, the daughter was Linklater's daughter. Ethan Hawke is in all of his movies. He's like his guy, and Patricia Arquette also liked Linklater a lot. They were kind of like his friends in film, in cinema, that just trusted in him and would do everything. But the boy, I don't know. He doesn't act in anything else, so I don't know how that. Actually, interested in to find out how that happened. But yeah,
there's a documentary series in the BBC called that. The name of the documentary is like the number 7, and then every what's it called, multiple of 7, like 14, 21, 28. And it's like a group of 12 kids they found back in like the 60s or 70s and interviewed them at age 7. And then every 7 years, they're all on YouTube. It's fascinating. Every like 7 years, they would go and interview all the kids again at 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. I mean, and like you get to the point that like people start like dying and aren't in the documentary anymore, but it's watching like all these British kids in like various like classes and walks of life every 7 years get interviewed, and how much their life has changed and their political views has changed. And you could tell some of the kids end up hating that but they still come back and do it, but they absolutely hate doing it. But some of the kids are just really happy. It's
probably get
crazy.
good money. Yeah, I would like something like that. I also think that like if someone read if I died and someone went through my journals and they read shit I wrote when I was in middle school, because I kept an active journal, and then high school and then college, and I kept an active journal, like I don't think any of those represent who I am as an adult at all. And then it always makes me think about memoirs or autobiographies, or when you read about, like, you watch like a documentary about, you know, Washington as a boy, and they use these youthful stories to tell you who this person was. And I'm like, I mean, there's such a changing, or for me, it was such a mellowing out of, like, I think everyone is more radical or more like feisty. And then that makes me think of like you said, their politics changed and all that. But I think that's why history's got to be taken. Like, you can't just be like journals and memoirs. And also, people don't know who they are. Like, I might be described by everyone else that meets me as different than I would describe myself. So autobiographies are kind of in it. You can't like lean on those as like, no, look, that's what he said. He was, and it's like, well, but you have to sometimes. I don't know. That's kind of the whole thing about being a history major, trying to sort through what's real.
The formation, what goes into the formation of a human being is not that definition of that human being. Like, things affect us and become part of us, and send us in different directions and change who we are going to become. But those things in themselves are not who we are. That's like unfair.
Yeah.
Imagine only make a mistake once and then you're done.
Yeah. Well, it's wild. All right. Well, thanks for calling in, man, and always being part of everything we're doing here.
Well, you do good stuff, so it's not a hard thing to follow.
Appreciate that. Cool. All righty. Hey, can you give me a page number?
Well, I know what page they want me to say, but I will go with a different one instead and say 33 because I always super enjoyed Nick Swisher as a New York Yankee.
Okay. 33 it is. 33 it is. All right. Thanks, Fayal. I am reading... So they hired, I'm looking at the boy. They hired that kid when he was 6 years old, but you can't sign contracts because it's illegal to contract to someone for more than 7 years of work. So they just had to like hope that people would still do it. I remember his daughter wanted to stop doing it at one point, the movie Boyhood. It's not really an amazing movie. It's just kind of like a concept movie. That's kind of cool. I remember the cast of Boy Meets World was like, how novel. Like, this isn't rare. We fucking filmed ourselves for 8 years in the journey of fifth grader to college kid.
Yeah.
Boy Meets World. Spiteful. You want to do this?
Yeah, we can do that. It's just funny how like that was a movie, but now there's so many YouTube vlogs out there.
Yeah,
like just
chronicling.
Yeah.
Like,
you know, there's a lot of channels that are just family vlogs, and you could see
watch them grow up.
Somebody grow up.
I write my family Christmas letter.
Yeah.
Every year. And I have them from we have them from 90 when we moved to Australia. Because there wasn't internet, so my parents like there's like people that weren't like in the middle of like, you know, in the thick of it, but my parents wanted to let them know.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, does the Amber Heard shit come out today? Does the what is it? The hearing?
Yeah, I don't know if it comes out today.
I think it does. I've been following that closer than I thought I would ever follow it.
Yeah, I've heard you.
Yeah.
Before.
No, I'm in it deep. I was like, you know. All right, I have a Mary Oliver here. Maybe it was Jill, maybe it was Pam. Someone said to get Mary Oliver way back on mornin, and I haven't read a lot of her poems, but now it reminds me of Caroline Spence, and we played her song called Mary Oliver on this show. So, who's a poet? I mean, what's her song? Her song is all about her writing process, and then her line is like, "I want to be." So I've been playing at the Church of Mary Oliver. Yeah, I'm trying to know myself and love all of her. So Mary Oliver, you ready? This is page 32. It's a 2-page poem. Do you think I should find a 1-page poem for the sake of brevity?
Yeah, we can go 1-pager.
All right. 1-pager. Searching for 1-page poem in this book, Mary Oliver. The Church of Mary Oliver. Wow, The Gift. I get it. Caroline Spence's song on the album is called The Gift, and then she has another song called Mary Oliver. What if the whole album is Mary Oliver poem names? That'd be wild. The Gift by Mary Oliver. I wanted to thank the mockingbird for the vigor of his song. Every day he sang from the rim of the field while I picked blueberries or just idled in the sun. Every day he came fluttering by to show me, and why not, the white blossoms in his wings. So one day I went there with the machine and played some songs of Mahler. The mockingbird stopped singing. He came close and seemed to listen. Oh, how about that? The mockingbird is now listening to her instead of her listening to the mockingbird. She's showing off for the bird instead of the bird showing off for her. Now when I go down to the field, a little Mahler spills through the sputters of his song. Well, now the bird's playing the song that she was playing. How happy I am, lounging in the light, listening as the music floats by. And I give thanks also for my mind, that thought of giving a gift. And mostly, I'm grateful that I take this world so seriously. Delightful. She taught a bird a song, and now the bird sings the song for her when she's around. She made a friend with the bird, and they're just living life together, taking it all in, and not letting things go by unnoticed. Beautiful. That was The Gift by Mary Oliver.
I clicked an article that said, when is the verdict expected? And said the jury can deliberate as long as they want. So that didn't help.
Yeah, I think the whole one thing I wanted to reach out or I wanted to look up was I think there's like 7 counts they have to like give a verdict on. And I don't know those 7. And I really wanted to know that. Before they make their decision. Heard Depp 7 counts. Because I want to know what they have to fucking do. But yeah. I don't know. I mean, the trouble is my mom has been watching court cases on TV for a while, and I through her after college. I lived at home for a while and in high school, and I through her would pick up stuff, and I know that the jury does not see what we see. Because we have people that like pause it and rewind and like, look, she rolled her eye when she said that. Look, she's tapping her. Look how nervous she look. And the jury, they're fucking tired and just sitting there and bored as shit because everyone's saying things. And they don't get replay. They don't get to go look back at these faces and these tones and the nuances. And a lot of times, that's why the public is like, how the fuck did they come to that? It's like, because, dude, they had so much less context and stuff than we did, which is tough, man. You know, sports have instant replay. All they have is like the transcript that the stenographer writes. Big day tomorrow, Maddie, for Wordle.
Yeah.
Should we this is like a secret club of people, right? We can let them know.
This is a secret club.
The Wordle winner circle is being purged tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, but I'm nervous about it.
If I were you, I would be nervous. If I was any of the 10 people, I would be nervous.
Well, so there's 10 people in the winner circle, which is too much. We didn't protect the circle. So I think when you don't protect the circle, then a purge comes. So only, you know what? This is perfect reality TV shit. Like when Survivor or The Challenge, like it's all like, oh fuck, it's a purge. Like that's a thing. That's an episode. It's purge up. Fuck. Yeah. So all 10 of us will go. The top 5 will remain in the winner circle, and then those 5 will have to protect the circle. Once they do a bad enough job protecting it that it gets to 10 again, another purge happens.
Yep.
And we're gonna do an archived word. Like, are you choosing a specific date? Have you tested that? Is it doable?
I haven't tested it. I'll do it after this.
So I thought they got rid of some of the archives.
As of right now, the only people that knew that were UI and Luke, but
I don't think they listen to the.
No,
morning.
the other winner's circle members don't know.
Would it be funny if like a couple people entered the same letters?
Oh, is the real word.
and they were very good for tomorrow's actual word.
It would be fantastic.
Suspect.
Yeah.
I am going to practice because twice in a row I've gotten my yellows and my greens confused. Maybe I'll do it fucking right now, man.
Sure.
Can I do something on my phone while doing AMP? I'll do it on my computer.
Yes. Yeah, you can do it on the computer.
All right. And we can take a...
Oh.
Yeah?
I didn't get today's.
Oh, wow.
I think this is the third time ever I didn't get it. So take that as you will.
I got 3 yellows right away.
Okay. What did you start with?
Broad. B-R-O-A-D. And the R, O, and A are all there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go X-O-A-R. No, that would be bored, but it would be a D and a T and a B again, which I did those letters.
Yeah,
already.
those letters are.
Soars, oars, moors. That'd be weird. M-O-A-R-S. Not a word. That's just not a word. What if we do A-R? No, that would be a round. T-R... A. It's got to be O-A.
Are you recording your screen? Because I can put it in.
No, I can, though,
Might as well.
at this point.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, guys. I'm at Broad right now. And I don't have any of the common letters, but I got 2 vowels, and I got the R. So I'm guessing, I think it's X-O-A-R. X. Because that... Or, I think O and A, unless they're separate. Favor. Is favor an F-A-V-O-R?
That's how you spell that.
I'll do that because that's a F and a V is a tough, but I'll... Okay, but I got the A, the O, and the R in the right order now.
Yeah,
So now, but now that I'm in kind of a spin cycle here because it
Yeah.
could be like anything.
I will say that I also guessed favor today,
You did.
and I also got spin cycled like crazy today.
Labor, but I have the B and Memorial Day. That would be kind of like those are at odds, against each other. And B's out. So what if we do L-A-X-O-R? Hey, this sucks for people listening that I'm going to ruin Wordle for them. I didn't think about that at all.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Damn, sorry, guys. Well, you know what I'm going to do? A-X-O-R and the V's out. There's not that many words that can be in the middle there. I don't think. And letters that can be in the middle there. Like gator? So you spell gator? Is that a word?
That's how you spell that.
So T in the middle would work. Aper? Vapor? No, I don't think L works. Valor? The V's out, but the L. Okay, so there's a lot of letters that can be in the middle there. What did I say? Gator? Is that a word? Dude, spin cycled. That's a word. So I'm going to get spin cycled here. And that's what you did?
I got so bad spin cycle.
S-A-X-O-R. Sater. Sayer. Saper. Saler. Damn. I almost want to stop because I'm going to get spin cycled so much. I haven't guessed S yet. Or N. X-A-N-O-R. Manner. Got it. Manner.
Can I tell you my spin cycle?
Yeah.
I think... So, like you ruling out the B, I did labor,
Mm-hmm.
did favor.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was like, I got the M. I didn't get the M, but I knew, M
Yeah.
at the start. And I was like, oh, this is the first day they're going to put a J in, and went major. And
You outthunk them.
didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I forget exactly how it went down, but I was on my last one between mayor and manor, and went mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You thought
so-
they were trying to get you.
Yeah, they weren't.
They weren't. Let's do another call if we have one.
Toph. Toph called in early.
Toph? T-O-P-H?
T-O-F.
Oh, so not Topher, like Christopher.
Right. Maybe Christoph. But he's invited.
Toph. Toph, 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 Toph.
Jim, Maddie, morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Can you hear me okay? I know sometimes the people that call in come in a little hot.
Yeah, actually, no, they're a little quieter today, but I don't. But what I hear is different than what
Yeah.
the audience hears.
I believe the audience hears it loud.
It's a tough system. I think you guys hear it loud and we hear it quiet, which is
the
why you
first time I called into Joe's, I think it sounded like I was screaming into the phone. So apologies to Joe's.
Yeah,
but,
it's a weird system. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Nice Brandi Carlile song. I'm sure you probably have heard of them, but if you haven't, check out the High Women too. It's kind of one of the super groups that Brandy's in.
Yeah, I like the High Women a lot.
Pretty nice stuff.
I like the song that Isbel wrote, that she sings.
Yes.
Do you know which one I'm talking about?
I do, but I can't remember the name of the top of my head.
He was writing it originally about his wife Amanda Shires and a guy trying to pick her up at the bar and he's just so confident that like, hey, like this is a lost cause, and he's just kind of laughing at it. And then he realized that this could be a good song about like a lesbian couple, because there's even more like, she's not gonna leave me for you. She doesn't even like men. If she ever leaves me, is the song. Right. But Jason Isbell wrote it, so it's actually about Amanda Shires, but Brandi Carlile sings it now because they turned it into like a gay anthem. But that's a really cool song. Yeah.
Anyway, a couple quick things. I grew up in Little Falls, so I feel your pain about flooded basements. Happened quite a bit in our old 100-year-old house that I grew up in, but I'm in South Carolina now. I don't know if you remember, I tweeted at you probably, 6 months, a year ago about my son being in speech therapy. You responded with like a 3-minute video, and it meant the world. You were talking about playing in Boromese Barrage.
Yeah. I remember. How's your son doing?
He's like talking up a storm now. Like he's still like behind, like he's 3.5 now, but he's like talking up a storm. I was actually just trying to get him to come on and say hi, Jomboy, but he refuses. So maybe next time.
Probably just as shy as I was at that age.
Yeah. But no, man, I just wanted to thank you for that. I love all the content. I'm kind of obviously gonna miss JJR. That Wednesdays have become my favorite day with JJR and Wordle, but I'm glad you guys are kind of taking care of what you need to take care of and taking a break from things. So I would say
as
on
other things grow,
the
the GeoGuessr video, I know, and the Watching Baggage, like they like get triple the amount or maybe 4 times the amount as JJR. And then they also get like a new audience because people click them who have no idea who Jake and I are, where JJR, people only click that if they know who we are. So it's like a lot of thoughts like that went into it. But I fully get it. I mean, I like doing Jomboy Jake Radio a bunch. And hopefully it comes back at some point.
I also somewhat predicted Baggage coming back, if you remember, on the video where you had everything blurred out. I commented that Baggage was coming to the JM network.
Yeah, that made me laugh because I was like, oh shit, it is. But that's not what this is.
Like, can we actually get like Jerry for like a random JJR? Like that would be like the dream would be to have Jerry just sit in on a JJR and eat some snacks with you guys and talk Baggage. I know that would never happen, but
if he's doing some promotion incredible. Or something like that, and they need him to go through the gambit of podcasts and shit, maybe.
Yeah. All right. I won't keep you. I just wanted to say, love all the content. I really actually like how Jake seems to joke a lot. He's just always joking.
He's always joking, that guy. Hey,
so keep that up. I really like that.
Does your son struggle with ours like I did? Was that what it was?
So he has he has childhood apraxia. So it's basically like they really don't know like what causes it. Like it could actually even be something like when they're a baby, they have like a mini stroke. So it's like the connection between like the brain and like words coming out of their mouth like doesn't function. So it's just a lot of speech therapy and like, you know, I know you were talking about with rhoticism, it was like a lot of tongue exercises, things like that. And he's starting to kind of get into that, but it's just kind of more now like a lot of him like looking at our mouths and how like we make the sound and then him kind of repeating it. So
Yeah, that's super important.
It's been
That's how
weird.
a lot of
I mean,
little
like
kids learn how to
Christmas
talk.
time, like, yeah, no, and it's been just weird because like we visited all our family at Christmas and he like wasn't really saying a whole lot, and then like the last like 2 months, like he's saying like 3, 4, 5 word sentences and like pretty understandable. So
That's awesome.
it was just it was, your video was just very helpful because it's tough being a parent and especially with your first child, like not knowing how to navigate that stuff. So it was very encouraging. But no, man, just love all the content, love supporting you guys, and my whole family's on board now. My dad saw you guys on Yes, and he's like, "Hey, it's that Jomboy and Jake guy you guys were talking about." I'm like, "Yeah, man."
Awesome. I love that.
So the whole family's on the Jomboy train.
That's awesome. I appreciate it. Cool, man. Thanks for
all right,
calling
good
in.
talking to you, and yeah, have a good one.
See ya. Childhood speech shit is I like James. I keep telling Katie like James probably gonna have a speech impediment of some sort because my grandpa, my uncles stutter. My cousins didn't talk when they were kids and were like really quiet because of the speech problems. So like somewhat runs in our family. I was the only one that had rhoticism, which is I was a whale woad kid. I would go to a trailer and just work my tongue out and just hold it down with a stick, and then I'd have to like push it off, and I have to sit at home and do like tongue curls. You know, you make your tongue into a ball.
I can't do that.
I couldn't at all, and I had to work out my tongue because I had like they say a lazy tongue was rhoticism. But yeah, if you have a kid that's having trouble talking, go to speech therapy right away. It's easier to fix when they're a kid than when you're an adult, and then you get stuck that way, which is fine, whatever, like, you know. But I was the shyest kid in the world because people laughed when I talked, and that sucked. It's a bad feeling.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Good that his son's talking now.
Yeah.
All right. What are we at? We still got. I started late, so we can keep going.
I think we got another 5 minutes or so.
We didn't do a town. Do you want to do a town? Do you want to do another call? What do you guys want to do? Do we have anything coming up? We're doing a big test in the warehouse for floorball. That's the big next warehouse project.
Yep.
And fun co-host with Rose today on Talking Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming up soon on AMP. That's awesome. Or it's starting right now.
Yep.
Let's do one more call.
Okay. Henry Heller was the next person in line here.
A little alliteration.
Yeah, alliteration's always good stuff.
It is. Henry Heller. Remember when I was trying to find people?
Oh, yeah.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
How's it going, Jimmy? How are you?
Are you there?
Yes, hello.
Can you turn him up on my end a little bit? Henry Heller.
Yeah, what's going on? I wanted to ask you about your story from yesterday, your Instagram story. I saw you were playing disc golf.
Yes, I was. Are you from Sheridan, Indiana?
I'm not from Sheridan, Indiana. I'm from Mahwah, New Jersey.
Damn.
A little closer.
Henry Heller Music's from Sheridan, Indiana. Yeah, I was playing disc golf in Morris Plains.
Yeah, Greystone, right?
Yeah, Greystone. You're really quiet. I don't know if it's on our end or your end, but yeah, Greystone.
Sorry, I can try and talk a little louder. But yeah, Greystone is an awesome place. I've played a couple events there. I thought it was Greystone just from like by the tee pads and what the signs look like. How'd you like the course? How'd you play?
Oh, I played fucking awful. I didn't throw a single shot that made me feel good about myself. Like maybe some nice approach putts, but those are kind of bullshit anyway. So that was incredibly frustrating. But I've played there maybe 4 or 5 times now. It's going to be, it's like our go-to place because it's like 25 minutes away. And the course is pretty badass. It's pretty brutal. There's technical holes. There's holes where you got to air it out. I like the course a lot. It's probably, of all the courses I played in New Jersey, it's probably the most like you can see that like it would be used for tours or pros would come by and play it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love just the fact that it has like some pretty water. If you ever get a chance to play there in the fall, like the colors get really nice around there.
Yeah, no, I did. I have some pictures. Maybe I can show Maddie some pictures. But yeah, no, it gets beautiful. The other course that was like the one that I played a lot when I was down the shore was Allaire, which is a shorter course. There's not a lot of like long holes. It's super technical. It's in the middle of the woods, and I basically crafted my throw perfectly for that course, which is awesome.
I love that. That's probably good because you'll at least have like once you get the technical lines down, like once you get a little more spin on the disc, a little more power too, once you get playing a little more often, like those like technical lines will become like a lot more clean on the more open courses. So that's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, I just
I
can't
haven't got
throw
a chance
it
to
far.
play Allaire.
You've never played Allaire?
You'll get there. I haven't played Allaire. I play mostly Campbell Mountain, which is in Mawa.
Yeah, I've played that.
I don't know how familiar.
I played that. I mean, yeah. It was we played the course. We played the 18 hole, which was shorter because the 9 hole is really just 2 combined. It's like 1 and 2 combined, and that's 1, right?
Yeah, that's like if you play the blacks, yeah, you probably played it at a time where the blacks was like the full blacks is unavailable. You get to play the front 10, and that's like the combined holes.
Yeah.
But if you get to play at a chance where they mow all the grass on the mountain, because they do it like once or twice a year, and then you get to play the real event on like the main like big course. And then basically hole 18 is like you start at the top of the mountain
and throw it down,
and you throw all the way.
I love downhill ones. Here, Maddie, look at this.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm showing him the foliage in Greystone. But yeah, I played Camp Gaul. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Camp Gaul.
It's a good hike too. All the way up the ski lift and then down the backside. But the only problem was I just got a 3 on every hole, I think.
That's usually how it starts.
Yeah, like somewhat like with ease, I was like, a birdie was never possible. It was just basically like get it down there, approach, put it in. So at the end, I was like, oh man, that wasn't like challenging or hard.
I think you could probably get like hole 6, hole 7, and hole 8 at Greystone, or like they're like the little bit downhill ones with the river along like the right side. You probably could get 2s on those if you throw some good tee shots.
Yeah, maybe. I started using a sail, which I started using a sail, which actually carries more. Hole number, let's see, Greystone, you go 1, which is kind of whatever. 2 is kind of whatever. 3, I hate. 4. Hole number 4 at Greystone, I've thrown some, it's like down the woods, and doglegs left a little. I've thrown some really nice tee shots on that one, drives on that one, which I was happy with.
You get to see the disc fly. That's the beauty of it all, especially on that hole too. You get to it flips up real nice and just rides the whole way. It's beautiful.
Yeah, you could land it down by. And then hole number, the one that's like a super big dogleg left over the swamp, on the back 9. It's got to be like 14.
Yeah, I think I know. I think I know which one you're talking about.
Oh, you know hole 16, the one that there's the little bridge. You got to go over the little river, and then it's like right on the little kind of like the beach, and there's a bridge on the right.
Yeah, I think that's hole 15.
That's 15. That's my best drive ever. That hole.
Nice.
Because you got to like snake it, and then I sat it 1 putt away. Like I basically parked it. I'm not that good though, so I'm not like bragging here. But I like playing.
Well, we got to get you over to Camp Gaul, get you and over. We'll do some. We'll play some disc golf. We come to Camp Go Mountain. We'll be here.
Yeah, Jake's not that good of a thrower of frisbees. He was pretty bad at can jam, and he's pretty bad at Polish horseshoes. Just wasn't his bag. He goes for like the curveball, like looper, not like the fucking with zip straight shot. So, but we can try. We can get him out there. And we have an event with Jomez Pro in September where a lot of the guys, some of the top guys on tour, are going to stop by our warehouse and do some shit with us.
I did not know that. That is amazing news. I mean, I was gonna say, like, I feel like if you have to connect with anyone in like the YouTube media disc golf scene, it's going to be them. Just they have the biggest followership. They host all like the big events on their channel. So that's really cool. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I usually don't. It's pretty early to say it publicly, but this is morning. It's a safe space, so I just kind of probably just said that for the first time out loud to anyone. But yeah, like Macbeth and I have DM before. He was like played baseball, so he's into it. And I think they're gonna play. The plan, this may fall through. The plan is that like they play blitzball and then we against us, and we do a putting contest against them, something like that, in the warehouse.
Oh yeah, that's like that's two of my like main entertainments like coming together. It's really phenomenal.
That's awesome to hear. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Cool, man. All right, we're gonna wrap up. Thank you very much for calling in.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Nice to talk to you.
Nice talking to you. Oh man, someone tweeted out like a guy on like a high wire, like heights, scary. Didn't like it. Congrats to J Happ on retiring. Initials JA, only says the first initial.
Yeah.
Kind of has irked me for the end of time.
You think it's saying the first initial,
or do you think he's like pronouncing both together?
That's how I always viewed it.
Like my cousin AJ, call him H.
Age.
Either way, it's bullshit.
The second is much better than the first.
I would, if we got to ask him a question, I'd say, when people call you J, in your head, are they calling you by the initial J, or are they pronouncing the J and the A together to make a sound? Which one? Because I don't know. What do you think he says?
I've always assumed that it was J, as in J-A.
Yeah, but that could be Ja.
Yeah, then we're just not pronouncing it right.
Are you confident in that? But now that I've presented an alternative, are you kind of like maybe,
No.
I don't know?
No. Yeah, I'm
I'm going to open the door and poll someone. Sam, can you come in here real quick? Okay, Sam's coming in for the final poll. We're still doing morning. I have a question for you. When, you know how J.A. Happ only goes by J? Mm-hmm. Do you think when people are saying that, they're saying just the first letter? Or do you think they're combining J and A to make a sound?
I think just the first letter.
Okay. He thought combining? I don't know. I've
Get
always
somebody
been
else.
torn up. I've always
Anybody
been,
else needs
I've always
to
been
break the
torn
tie.
apart by it. Who else is out there?
Come here.
Okay, Dre's coming here. His first week was last week with us. I have a question
Dre,
for you.
this is a tiebreaker, so this needs to be serious.
But it's not. I don't know the answer. When J.A. Happ, he goes by J. Do you think when people are saying J, they're just saying the first letter, or they're combining the J and A to make the sound J?
They are saying the first letter.
Just the first letter, Maddie. I mean, I'm not. That's what Sam said, and I just am asking. I don't know the answer. Right. It irks me that he should just go by J Happ if his name's J Happ and not J.A. Happ, but then tell people no, just call me J.
Yeah, he messes it up by himself.
Yeah. So okay, thank you very much. That's the end of the morning show. I guess sound off in the comments. Do you think they're just saying the first letter, or do you think they're combining the two? And more importantly, what do you think he thinks people are doing?
That's the most important.
That's the most important.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Like Deej, like people say that for Full House, DJ.
Yeah.
Say Deej.
Yeah, I mean, I've known somebody all my life and said age for AJ.
Me too, my cousin, yeah. I never knew how to, I would write it, but I would do like A apostrophe J-E. Like I did, because I wasn't like A-G-E, because it's not that.
No.
Calling him age.
Yeah.
Calling him age. Anyway. All right. Bye, guys. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you later. And go check out Bandwagon Blue Shirts. Just killer app.